All right. Well, good morning, everyone. We're so glad you're here. I'm Jill Johnson, she, her pronouns, and I am an RN and clinical vaccine specialist with the immunization program. I'm happy to be joining today to provide information about vaccine safety monitoring systems used here in Oregon and nationally. And you're welcome to put any questions in the chat as I speak. I want to make sure I get through all of the content, but there should be a few minutes at the end to answer any questions you may have. My hope for this discussion is to increase awareness and give you all a good understanding of how vaccine safety data systems work and how we interact with them as immunization providers. So vaccines are one of the greatest success stories in public health. And through use of vaccines, we've eradicated smallpox and nearly eliminated wild polio virus. The number of people who experience the devastating effects of many preventable infectious diseases is at an all-time low. But to ensure the continued success of vaccines in the United States, it's crucial to make sure that vaccines are safe. So before vaccines are licensed by the FDA, they're tested extensively in the lab and through clinical trials to ensure their safety and effectiveness. Vaccine development and approval follows the same general pathway as for drugs and other biologics. And once the FDA licenses a vaccine, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, ACIP, makes recommendations on the use of vaccines in the US. So ACIP is a group of medical and public health experts that advise the CDC on vaccine recommendations, and then safety monitoring and research continue after a vaccine is licensed and recommended for public use. And that's the part I'm going to cover today. It's the phase 4, the part on the furthest right of this slide in purple. These are the 4 vaccine safety monitoring systems used after vaccine licensure. But because VAERS is my primary focus, I'll briefly touch on the other 3 first, and we'll use the rest of the session to talk about VAERS. So first we have CISA, which stands for Clinical Immunization Safety Assessment. And it was established in 2001 to address unmet vaccine safety clinical research needs in the US and to improve the understanding of adverse events following immunization. It's made up of a network of vaccine safety experts and medical researchers who provide consultation for US healthcare providers. So the goals of CISA are to serve as a vaccine safety resource for US healthcare providers that have complex vaccine safety questions about specific patients. And CISA experts assist with immunization decision-making in these cases. CISA works with the CDC and its partners in evaluating emerging vaccine safety issues, and they conduct clinical research studies to better understand vaccine safety and identify preventative strategies for adverse events following immunization. So healthcare providers or health departments with a complex vaccine safety question can request a case consultation with CISA. If an emergency CISA inquiry is needed, healthcare providers or health department staff can call the CDC Emergency Operations Center, and they will route the emergency inquiry to the on-call staff. Another system in vaccine safety monitoring is VSD, which is short for Vaccine Safety Data Link. And this system was established in 1990 and continues today to monitor the safety of vaccines while conducting smaller studies about rare and serious adverse events following immunization. So VSD is a collaboration between CDC's Immunization Safety Office, integrated healthcare organizations and networks across the US who use electronic health data to monitor and assess the safety of vaccines. They collect information about the kinds of vaccines given to each patient, the dates of vaccination, other vaccinations given on the same day, while incorporating information about diagnosed medical illnesses. So the goals of VSD are to conduct research on important vaccine safety questions in large populations. They conduct vaccine safety studies that come from questions or concerns that come up in medical literature or from other vaccine safety systems like VAERS, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. VSD monitors possible adverse events when new vaccines are licensed or when there are new vaccine recommendations, and they provide information to committees who make vaccine safety recommendations for the nation, so like ACIP. The map on this slide shows participating healthcare organizations, and within this system of monitoring, we have what's called rapid cycle analysis. And this allows VSD to detect adverse events following vaccination in near real time, so the public can be informed quickly of possible safety concerns following vaccination. And also within this system, the safety of vaccines given during pregnancy is evaluated. It provides valuable data when studying the health of children born to people who were vaccinated during pregnancy, and this is a high priority for VSD. Be safe. CDC's Immunization Safety Office prepares for emergencies by ensuring robust systems are in place to rapidly monitor vaccine safety in the event of a large-scale or emergency response vaccination program. And this becomes particularly important when new vaccines are involved, such as in the case of COVID-19 vaccines and RSV vaccines. So actually, V-Safe was launched in December of 2020 to coincide with COVID-19 vaccines. It was developed specifically for COVID vaccines and was an essential component of the pandemic's monitoring system that successfully characterized the safety of COVID vaccines used in the US. 10.1 million V-Safe participants completed more than 151 million health surveys about their experiences following COVID vaccination. And VFC data has been included in more than 20 scientific publications. It's currently being used for COVID-19 and RSV vaccines for older adults and for pregnant people. Remember that Abrysvo is the only RSV vaccine recommended during pregnancy. Many of you have probably participated in V-Safe. Vaccine recipients can self-register on a smartphone or tablet or computer, and the surveys are available in 5 languages. After registering, V-Safe sends a personalized and confidential health check-in via text message or email to ask whether the person has experienced any side effects after vaccination, which helps CDC's vaccine safety monitoring efforts. So please help promote V-Safe for your patients receiving COVID or RSV vaccines. The link on this page can be shared electronically, or the handout on this page, which is also at that link, can be printed and posted where patients receive vaccines. There are also social media posts available at the V-Safe link. Okay, on to the vaccine adverse event reporting system. VAERS is the National Passive Surveillance System for Vaccine Safety. It's co-managed by FDA and CDC, and like VSD, it was established in 1990 following the birth of the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act of 1986. So I have a short video clip here that offers a good overview of VAERS.
COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Food and Drug Administration have many safety monitoring systems to make sure every vaccine is as safe as possible. One of these systems is VAERS, the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System. VAERS accepts reports from anyone, patients, parents, caregivers, and healthcare providers. Healthcare providers are required to report certain adverse events after vaccination. VAERS studies reports of possible health problems, also called adverse events, after vaccination. VAERS can't prove a vaccine caused a problem, but it acts as an early warning system to help CDC and FDA decide whether a potential safety issue exists. VAERS reports patterns that warn scientists of possible health problems that might need more study. Vaccine safety experts look for unusually high numbers of health problems or a pattern of problems after people get a particular vaccine. It's normal there will be some reports of health problems after people get a vaccination. However, most health problems found shortly after vaccination were not actually caused by the vaccine. CDC closely monitors all data, including reports to VAERS, to make sure all vaccines are as safe as possible. CDC and FDA use other vaccine safety systems to figure out if the health problem is caused by the vaccine or not. If it looks like a vaccine might be causing a problem, CDC and FDA will alert the public, investigate further, and take action. If you want to learn more about VAERS, visit vaers.hhs.gov.
Okay, so now let's switch it up and talk about the ways we as immunization providers are required and encouraged to interact with VAERS. So in Oregon, under Program Element 43, providers receiving state-supplied vaccines must report all clinically significant adverse events that occur after administration of vaccines to VAERS. They must do so even if they aren't sure whether the vaccine caused the adverse event. And VAERS accepts all reports, including reports of vaccine errors. After making a report, if follow-up is needed, VAERS or OIP may reach out to the person who made the report for additional information, and you can find more details about documenting adverse events on page 7 of Oregon's Vaccine Management Guide. Most are familiar with the Oregon immunization protocols. Well, in each protocol, sandwiched between the storage and handling section and the reference section, is section 11, Adverse Event Reporting. This section includes a link to the VAERS website where you can initiate a VAERS report. There's also a link to the VAERS table of reportable adverse events. And in this section, in each protocol, you'll see this box labeled Event and Interval from Vaccination. It lists reportable adverse events specific to the vaccines addressed by that particular protocol. So these symptoms that you see here, A through E, are specific to HPV vaccine. And so if after giving an HPV vaccine, your patient reports one of these reportable events, you would initiate a VAERS report. This slide shows the adverse events reporting section from the varicella protocol. And as you can see, the table of reportable events is different than that for HPV. We certainly don't expect you to memorize these for each vaccine, but if your patient reports an adverse event, you'll want to refer to this table in the protocol or go to the VAERS website to view the table of reportable events. which is a document that lists all vaccines and their specific reportable events in one place. So having them all in one place could come in handy when you've given a patient multiple vaccines during an appointment. When submitting a report to VAERS, there are two options for making a report, either digital or downloadable PDF format as shown on this slide. The PDF format can be completed as you have time, but when using this option, you'll just want to remember to use a workspace where you can securely save the document, as it will contain protected health information and personal identifiers. There is a new portal that allows bulk upload for providers that frequently interact with VAERS. This isn't required, but if you make reports for a large healthcare system, this might be helpful. VAERS reporting forms are available in English and Spanish, and it does, when you log in or you go to the link for VAERS, the instructions for completing the form are pretty user-friendly. There's a new feature that integrates BeSafe with VAERS, which is important because BeSafe and VAERS help CDC communicate timely and transparent information about the safety of vaccines. So when a BeSafe participant reports a medically attended event after a vaccination, they're prompted to complete a VAERS report. And there's a software link that pre-populates VAERS with information already provided in BeSafe to minimize the time and any double entry needed. This is an example. This is the online VAERS report form. It's fillable. It's the option preferred by VAERS, but it does come with limitations because it has to be completed in the same session. It can't be saved and edited later. It times out after 20 minutes of inactivity, so no information is saved on this option, but it's easy to use, and you'll just want to be as thorough as possible with your entries. These vaccine safety systems rely on the information we provide, so there could be missed opportunities in the surveillance of vaccine safety. Anyone can report, make a report to VAERS. Since VAERS relies on individuals submitting reports of vaccine experiences, everyone is encouraged to report possible adverse events, even if they're not sure whether the vaccine caused the problem. In general, you should report any side effect or health problem after vaccination that's concerning to you. And no provider wants to make a vaccine administration error, let alone have to report one. However, there are some VAERS reporting requirements with vaccine administration errors. In general, healthcare providers are strongly encouraged to report all vaccine administration errors, but there are a few where reporting vaccine errors is required. So providers who administer COVID vaccines under emergency use authorization are required to report errors. These are Moderna and Pfizer, 6 months through 11 years, and Novavax. And in addition, providers who administer the Mpox vaccine, Jynneos, or the smallpox vaccine, ACAM 2000, are required to report vaccine administration errors. And before I wrap up, I want to share one additional safety reporting nuance, and this is regarding Beyfortus or nirsevimab, which is the RSV monoclonal antibody. If Beyfortus is given at the same visit with one or more vaccines, it should be reported to VAERS as you do with other vaccines. But because this new product is not a vaccine, reporting looks a little bit different if it's given alone or with no vaccines at the same visit. So in that case, if just Beyfortus is given and there's an adverse event, then it should be reported to FDA's MedWatch, and that link is here. And here are a few references, and I thank you so much for your attention to this important aspect of our vaccine work. We appreciate your partnership and look forward to being a resource for you.